Hey guys on YouTube, it's Maddie17 back again. So today I'm doing a revisit. We are revisiting the Hoover 1400 heavy duty large capacity top loader washer. Gorgeous Hoover washing machine. It was sold here in Australia in the early 90s, I believe. This is the all steel model, so it had this PermaSteel cabinet, as I've explained on my other video of it. These particular series of washing machines won the Australian Design Award, which is pretty cool. It's got a rather ominous energy rating of 666. There you go. Nothing satanic, I'm sure. Quick overview again. So you got your load size from extra small to large. It uses a lot of water, even on the extra small setting. You've got your cold, warm or hot fill temperature, and a wool option which does warm wash and warm rinse. You've got a soak option which, when pressed in, will hold the wash at the end of the wash portion of the cycle. So it will hold it just before it goes into the spray rinse section, full of water so that the clothes can soak until you're ready to come along, press it out, and it will go into the drain and spray rinse. Drip dry does exactly the same, but at the end of the rinse. So it'll hold it in the rinse water until you're ready to come and take out whatever you want to not be spun, and then you can either, well, you can take everything out, or you can take whatever you want out, and then you just deselect drip dry and it will go on and finish the cycle with a spin. So pretty neat. It's got a sud saver. You basically put the hose into your laundry sink and let it pump away the wash water and fill up the trough, and then you re-divert the drain hose into a different drain outlet so that it's not contaminating that wash water. And then at the end you put the drain hose back in the bottom of the tub of wash water, select sud save, and it will slowly start to siphon that water back in through the drain hose. Huge, great big lid. You've got your wash guide there, which feel free to screenshot so you can have a read at it a bit better. You've got the power pulse agitator. This had this was like a Japanese inspired design of agitation. So it basically does 3 pulses that way, and a couple of pulses that way, and 3 pulses that way. So it's a really powerful agitation style. It's got a beautiful stainless steel drum. Nice big fins on the agitator for this model. This model does have a fabric conditioner dispenser underneath this cap, but sadly it is missing a lint collector, which would normally be attached to the bottom here and go down the center of the agitator. In these larger models, they didn't have that, unfortunately, due to the style of the agitator. But they missed out a trick, I think, on including some sort of lint filter on these models. Thank you, Dexter, for that contribution. Thank you for your contribution. Today we're going to wash a small load of sheets. On the last cycle I did a regular side of the dial. Today I'm going to use the special cycles, and I'm going to use permanent press on a hot wash. I'm going to select a between extra small and small, purely and simply because it uses so much water on that extra small level that I think that'll be more than sufficient for this load. We're going to use a hot wash, and for just for fun we're going to press soak so that it stops and soaks for a bit, and we are going to select permanent press on our dial. We are going to use Tide Nano pods today. Nano, however you say it. Now, these are from Saudi Arabia, or the United Arab Emirates, I should say. They are a dissolvable powder sachet, and I should have opened these before I started filming, because now I'm going to fiddle fart around with this, and I can't get it open, I bet. Yep. Excuse me while I put you down for a minute. There we go. Now, as you can see, they are quite a hefty batch of powder. Like, that's the same size as my palm, which is pretty good. So yeah, not bad. Yeah, so what we have to do is we are going to throw one of those in there. There's 27 in that pack, and then we're going to load our sheets. There you go. Right, now I know that looks like a fairly decent load, but we're going to give it a go on that level that I've selected. Where's my thing gone? Right, I'm going to trip my lid switch with that. Nice and easy. And let's go. Pull to start. I'll come back when it's filmed because our hot water is notoriously low pressure, so I'll come back when it's filmed. Nice hot water. We're going to do we're doing a permanent press. I'm filming it for my YouTube site. Yes. Nanopods. Tide Nanopods. So just while this is finishing off its filling, I will explain this permanent press cycle to you. So the way the permanent press cycle works is that it will start off with the regular action that it uses on the regular side of the dial, and then as it clicks over into delicates, it will then alter and change the agitation down to the gentle agitation, which is where it pauses in between agitation strokes. So it'll do one set of agitation, then pause for a couple of timer ticks, and then it will agitate again. It will also do a cool down at the end before the spray rinse. So it will drain partially and then top off with cold water to cool the water down, so that you don't get any thermal shock on your special clothes, before this is a special cycle. Anyway, I'll come back when we're about to agitate, which I don't think is very far off. It's actually filling quite quickly considering our water pressure. You can tell this is from the early 90s, purely and simply because these phone numbers here, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, Barossa, Perth where I am, this was before they had the 9 on the beginning. So now, if you were dialing this number, you would put 94791660, but before, in the early 90s, the 9 wasn't there, so it was just the 4791660. So yeah, just a bit of trivia. I believe these were also in the background of some episodes of Neighbours. Could be wrong. I'm sure I've seen it. It was very popular in adverts for washing powders and things, this model, because it had such a big drum, I think. And it was like a big family washer, so yeah. We might just make it here if I don't want too much dead space on the film, but yeah. Topping off again. That Tide smells absolutely amazing. It's the Tide from the United Arab Emirates is so citrusy and fresh, but it's got a real richness to it as well. I sound like some sort of like wine sommelier. I'm a detergent sommelier, basically. I'm trying to break down the layers of fragrance here. I think it actually tells you. Oh, it did on one bag we had. It was like, oh yeah, it's citrus and something or other and something or other. It's got 5 to 15% oxygen-based bleaching agents. That's pretty good. Phosphonates, optical brighteners. It's got everything you want. Citronelle fragrance. Yeah, not bad. Made in Egypt by P&G. Alright, there you go. I love how this agitator grabs the whole load and sort of thrashes it through the water. It literally, like, it's very effective. Some might say it's a bit harsh, but I just love the way it grabs the whole load and flushes it through the water, like thrashes it. Now we've just clicked over into our gentle action. So you can see there's a decided pause between the agitations now. Because we've headed into delicates. So yeah, it goes into this delicate action now, which is still good enough for these sheets because it did that initial pulse. Love it. Still doing a really good job, even with those pulse agitations, and at least it tumbles then. So we'll do this now for 8 minutes until it starts to do the cool down. Oh, you're right, Dexter. Just as I was explaining before, I should have showed you on this before, it's the permanent press, warm fill, normal gentle action, so that denotes that that change from the normal to the gentle action. The rinse temp, it's a cold rinse after the cool down, and it's a short spin, so that's how that cycle runs. Some of these had automatic soaks, which is not available on all models, like it says, where if you selected soak, it would soak for a period of time and then it would move on to the rest of the wash automatically. So on a super wash it would do a 60-minute soak, and for the rest it would do a 30-minute soak, aside from permanent press where it would just soak for 15 minutes. So that's pretty cool. Really, really good washer all in all. Absolutely solid as a rock. Clean as a whistle too. The lady took very good care of it who I bought it off. We've just clicked into the cool down, so we are draining. It does this at 6 minutes, which is bizarre, but it finishes off the rest of the water in the warm cool down water. So, you know, if you already had a warm fill on, you would get a cooler wash for the rest of the wash, but hey ho. you lose a bit of soap as well, but it's trying to protect your clothes. It's on the special side, so there you go. The drain pump is very quiet on this. Sorry, I was just reading a message that Elliot sent me. And there you go. So it's only drained partially. As you can see, there's quite a lot of water. Ow! A lot of hot water left in the drum. Ow, that was hot. And now it's going to top off with cool. Luckily our cold water is of much higher pressure. Interesting thing is, I'm pretty sure, let me just check, if I select wool, yeah, it changes to a warm fill, which is bizarre because you'd think you'd want to cool it down, but then you wouldn't be using the permanent press cycle for wool, you'd be using the woolen cycle, which is past the point of the cool down. So, yeah, there you go. But whatever. I better strange about wool. I don't want to be told off for not doing it properly. Did I? No, I didn't. No. I thought I'd selected a higher level then, because it seems to be filling higher than before. Maybe not. Well, the water's cooled down beautifully now, so lovely. And then back onto our gentle action. For the remaining 4 minutes now, because the woolen cycle is 4 minutes. So lovely. I'll be back. Alright, we've just clicked onto the soak. So we're at the end of the wash. I know it says 4 minutes, but it's the end of the wash. The dial might be a bit off, but I mean, like, technically it's pointing there. So there you go. But anyway, so the soak button is pressed in, which means it's automatically soaking. It's not a timed soak, it'll just soak until you're ready to come along and press that button out. So as we are not needing these to be soaked, I will just depress. There we go. And now it'll start draining for the interim spin and spray rinse. Alright, we've drained out, we're chugging away, now we're just waiting for it to click across into the spray rinse. Which will probably scare the hell out of me, because it always does, because I'm never quite expecting it. Go. quite unbalanced. It's a great long spray rinse, really effective. It's pumped out some suds. Still pulsing. It'll click into a full spin in this. There you go. Right now. Hasn't got a super fast spin. It's about 550, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. If you were hanging these out in the hot Aussie sun, it wouldn't matter. It'd be dry in no time at all anyway. Ooh, this is the, oh, that's that. Sorry, that popped out a bit. But you can hear the spin solenoid and the way it clicks or clangs on and off. And rinse spell. It continues to pulse the drum as it's filling. It's really good, only for an initial bit. Now it'll fill up for rinse. And into the rinse we're going to add a capful of loyal blue petals, which is a softener from the United Arab Emirates. Again, beautiful products coming out of there. This smells absolutely divine. So, in it goes. Of course I've managed to spill some. Wouldn't be a video unless I spilt something. Wouldn't be one of my videos anyway. Wipey. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, that's me. Excuse me. Good stuff. As you can see, we're on the pre-wash rinse section. So the pre-wash bit just denotes where you would put it if you wanted to do a pre-wash. It'd just be a short cold pre-wash followed by a spray and a spin. It's about a 4-minute rinse, I think. Yeah, 3 or 4, I think. I thought we got away without any air bubbles. There we go. All ready for the spray and spin dry. Drained and ready for spray and spin dry. All these Hoovers do a spray during the final spin cycle as well. It's not as long as the one in the spray rinse, but that scared the crap out of me, I tell ya. Not as long as the one in the rinse, but it's still flushing out a little bit more soap. Not your softener though. It's only a very brief one. So it'll just be a short final spin. I think it's only about a minute, maybe 2. Regular is about 5 minutes, I think. Quite a long final spin. On the front loaders, the final spin on the gentle side, the 500 RPM side of the dial, is only about 45 seconds, I think, something like that. It's really short. Just clicked off and we're coasting down. This doesn't hit the brake on straight away, it lets the drum coast. you go. All done. I like how it landed with the Hoover facing forward. That did my OCD good. That did it good. All right, now all I have to do, press the dial in, machine's powered off, take these out and get them dried. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.